Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? It is a wonderful day for us. A lot better than yesterday. I didn't do any recording yesterday. We drove in. We are at Yellowstone Lake State Park here. Last night when we came in, we were maybe 5 miles away from the park and it just started pouring rain. And we got pulled in, got the trailer in. I'm trying to balance it, level it off and stuff like that. All in the rain, and oh man, it was just horrible. So yeah, I'm kind of glad I didn't record anything, but again, I didn't want to set my camera up in the rain anyway, so. Oh God, it was just bad. Slept all right, not great. I'm hoping that I can sleep better tonight. But we're going to be here for the next 4 days. But yeah, Jen and I really don't have much planned for this trip. We are going to do a little bit of hiking on the trails that they have here at the park. Oh, and then they also have hike-in sites. And that's one of the things I actually want to do today, is I want to go down at the end of the road that we're at. I think there's like maybe 5 or 6 hike-in sites. And we're just going to hike up in there and see what those sites are. You can park your car there, and everything that you need to take it up into your site. So, you don't want to pack too heavy to where you're carrying too much stuff. We're not far from a bathroom. We got a bathroom just up the road a little bit. I tell you, we were getting ready for this trip, right? And Jen's packing stuff up in the house, getting food ready, getting it in the coolers and boxes and stuff to be packed up. Most of what we packed went in the truck. But anyway, I'm getting ready to hook the truck up to the trailer. And I got the hitch all set up and everything like that. And I'm getting the chains and the electrical all hooked up. Suddenly I hear this really loud buzzing noise around my ear. It's like, what the, fly, bee, I don't know what it was. And all of a sudden it stung me right on the ear. Oh, that hurt. I don't know why it stung me. I don't think I was bothering its home or anything like that. But yeah, we actually had to put off getting in the truck and actually leaving for probably a good half hour just so I can put some a cold pack on my ear and kind of help the swelling go down and the pain and everything. So not a good start to the trip when you're hooking up your trailer and you get stung by a bee. And then we got here and we got ourselves all set up. I got the trailer all leveled off best I could. Got it all popped up. Now the thing is that trailer is getting old. It's like a 2003, 2004 model, so you're talking 16, 17 years old now. I actually haven't been doing any upkeep to the vinyl and the canvas and stuff like that. So things are starting to leak and whatnot. And of course, with the heavy rain that we got last night, it was kind of damp. It really was. We were getting some of the window coverings and stuff that are canvas are getting saturated and whatnot. Got pieces and parts that keep on popping off, and we got to pop them back on, and just stuff like that all the time. And sorry for all the smoke, but with all of that rain that we got yesterday, now all of a sudden the bugs are really out today. So I'm just keeping a smoldering fire going just to keep the bugs down. For this trip, Jen and I really don't have anything planned at all. We're gonna walk down and we're gonna check out some walk-in campsites down there. Maybe even walk around the rest of the campground. Across the entrance road is another group of campsites, and that area is actually quite large. And we might just walk around and see what the other sites are like and whatnot. Hit up a few trails. But yeah, that's about it. And the only thing I have planned for today is going down there and checking out the walk-in sites. So maybe we'll just do one thing a day. We'll check out the walk-in sites today. Tomorrow, maybe we'll walk around the rest of the park and check out the other campsites on the other side. And the day after that, we'll hike some trails. Maybe we'll even make it down to the beach, although it's not supposed to be very hot. I think today is supposed to be our hottest day at around 80 degrees. All right, well, I'm going to sit here. I'm going to finish my coffee, sit in the smoke for a little bit longer, and pretty much enjoy this nice cool morning that we got going on before it gets too hot. All right, see you guys later. You have to talk, yes.
You always complain that I'm always talking, especially when you're trying to take a picture.
It's when I'm taking a picture of you. You don't keep your trap shut, and you end up with weird facial... I don't know.
Yes. So what do you want me to say?
Well, what are you doing?
I'm doing dishes.
Why? We haven't dirtied that many.
Yeah, but we haven't.
We've only dirtied that. What are you washing?
I am washing the stuff that's been sitting in the camper for 2 years, collecting dust and bugs. Ideally, we would have done it before we came camping, but we both ran out of energy, so we're doing it today.
But we got a little more cleaning up and organizing to do around here. And then I think we're just going to have hot dogs for lunch. Well, at least the hot dogs will have a nice smoke flavor. Uh-oh, Jen's hitting the booze. How is that?
Oh, I like that.
Do you?
I like fruity and sweet.
Yeah, I know. So this is a pineapple coconut.
Basically a pina colada.
Yeah, pina colada. Made with real fruit juice. It says Smirnoff. That's got a lot more pineapple than I thought I was going to have.
Yeah, it does.
That is really the dominant flavor.
I like it. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so do I. The reason I'm doing the hot dogs so slow under such low heat is because Jen's over there making a pasta salad and she's just getting it going, and the hot dogs don't take long to cook. Jen has decided that we are going swimming after lunch here.
Mm-hmm. We're both sweating like pigs.
Oops.
It's hot enough. It's probably the one day that it is hot enough. Have you made fun of me already?
About drinking? Yeah.
Okay.
I hope you guys can see her okay, because I can barely see that screen.
Yeah, I'm in frame.
Okay. Apparently she can see it.
I can.
I didn't bother grabbing my tripod either, otherwise I could have you setting up on that. You're just sitting on the table.
Have you named your camera too?
Have I named the camera?
Well, you're saying you to the camera.
To the people. To you, my viewers. All right, guys, we are going to go to the beach, but we are going to make a quick stop over at those walk-in sites. So let's go check those out. So which one do you want to do?
This one.
Do that one? Okay.
Or 10. I don't know.
Yeah, they got 9, 10, and 11, but there's only 2 trails here, so we don't know which one goes to where.
It's a picnic table too.
Okay, so yeah, it doesn't look like these hike-in trails are all that far. I mean, literally a couple hundred feet. Okay, so if you take the number 9, that has site number 10 on it.
I think that trail is for 9 and 10. This is 10.
Right, 9 will be farther down the trail there. So this is 10, and it looks like a standard site. They've got a fire ring and a picnic table there. Let's go into 9 and see what that's got. So, yep, just a little farther down the trail is site number 9. Of course, no electricity on these sites. These are just basic tent sites. That looks nice. I like how the cleared area has a open canopy, so it's basic sun right there, but it's shade everywhere else. So yeah, kind of cool. That's actually a nice tree. I like that tree. So that's site number 11 right down there. Wow, that's a far walk from the parking lot, huh? Again, that's maybe 70, 100 feet, maybe something like that. So I think Jen and I counted like 13 walk-in sites just down in this area alone. I think over in the main campground area where the vast majority of the sites are, I think there's even more, but I'm not too sure about that. Well, we made it back from the beach. It was actually a lot of fun. Very cold water. Of course, with the rain that we had last night, it was really cold. And then there's still the end of the front still coming through, so the winds are just howling. That little lake, they were having white cap waves coming into the shores. That's, oh yeah, oh, someone's dog's barking. So yeah, that was just really windy as hell. Inflatable toys and stuff for playing at the beach, those were getting blown away. And yeah, it was it's quite amazing. I think the wind speeds right now are topping out somewhere around 30 miles an hour. And what's nice about the camping areas that we have is that the growth is really old growth trees. So the wind doesn't come howling through here. In the areas that we're at, even though it's 20 to 30 mile an hour winds, maybe even faster, we get maybe a light breeze to blow through the campsite. You know, all the major wind is actually up and over the trees. So that's really nice. But we're going to get ready to do dinner. We're going to do steak and baked potatoes. Cool. All right, see you guys in a bit. Well, I think I got the fire going. It put up a good fight, but patience and cursing prevails. But now the thing is I gotta wait for this to burn down because I need the coals to cook dinner. We're having steaks tonight and baked potatoes. So I need to get this burned down to where I got a nice bed of coals to where I can throw the potatoes on. I'll give those probably a good 30 to 40 minutes, and then I'll check them and see how they're coming along, and then try to figure out when to put the steaks on. Steaks will cook so much quicker than the baked potatoes will. What's for dinner, dear?
Steak and potatoes.
Yeah, that looks pretty damn good.
Mark's favorite meal, meat and potatoes.
S'mores making time. Ooh, the double, huh?
Double, yes.
This is barely even brown, but it's completely soft.
What?
Oh, it's better than those big jumbo ones we had in Itasca.
After that big meal, I'm getting hungry.
We just needed dessert, that's all.
Picking up a little color. Don't know if you can see that.
You distracted me, dear.
The marshmallow is still there too, by the way. So this is an eaten marshmallow.
Nope. I'm s'moring it. I'll be up late with a sugar rush tonight. And you talk about me having marshmallow. You got. Good morning.
Good morning.
How was your breakfast?
It was good.
Was it big enough?
Yeah, I'm having I have to go slow to finish it.
Yeah, we had scrambled eggs, pancakes, and sausage. Oh. All right, let's start our day, guys. Anyway, what's going on today? Not a whole lot. We had breakfast. We sat around camp all day long. We finally had lunch. We really have done not much of anything. And it's so hot. It was supposed to only get up to around like the mid-70s, mid-lower 70s. And it's actually the mid-80s. So we're going to go back down to the beach and go swimming. Well, we spent a good hour and a half down here swimming. Much better conditions than they were yesterday. Yesterday it was just all wind and it was horrible. But today it felt really good. But we're going to go back to the campsite. Gotta start making a few things for dinner. New recipe tonight for dinner, so we're going to try that. We'll show you how we go about making it. It's got something that I really like, and it's called pierogies, and they're like a little potato-filled dumpling. But this meal is a like a foil packet meal that you do in the campfire. So I don't think it'll take that long to cook. I think it's got some Italian sausages, some peppers, and stuff like that. So yeah, that'll be pretty good. Can't wait to try it. But I need to go back. We need to start doing a little bit of work for that, cutting up the peppers and whatnot. And then I want to get the packets made before I even start building the fire, you know what I mean? So that's kind of what I need to do. Jen just wants to lounge in the sun at the campsite. She wants to get a little more sunburned than she already is. We're not sunburned. I mean, just a little bit of red around the shoulders and stuff like that, but nothing close to being a sunburn. All right, so I'll see you guys back at camp. So what are we doing?
This is your thing. You talk.
I'm trying to get her to talk. She won't talk. When I want her to talk, she doesn't talk. When I don't want her to talk, yak, 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 yak. Okay, tonight's dinner, guys, is going to be a brand new dish. We've never had this before, and it sounded really good, so we're going to make it. These are foil pack dinners, and we got an onion, a red pepper, some pierogies, some of my favorites. These are sugar peas, some butter, and some sausage. We actually have a 3-cheese Italian chicken sausage. You can use whatever sausage you want.
Or happen to have on hand.
Okay. So we need to chop up an onion. We need to dice up the pepper. And do we need to do anything with these?
No, just throw them in.
All right, so give me a cutting board and a knife. And I'll get cutting. And then why don't you start getting the... Why don't you start getting the foil ready?
Okay. Think that'll be big enough?
Probably. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much this stuff is actually supposed to make.
Me neither.
I haven't read the recipe. She has.
It just says a large sheet of aluminum foil.
Okay, so here's half an onion for you.
Well, are we only doing 2 packets?
Well, one for you, one for me, right?
Okay. Well, I guess I thought we were going to do 4.
I mean, that's kind of what I was assuming, is one for you, one for me.
This recipe is supposed to serve 4.
Check out our new knives that Jen got. She actually got them from the hospital because she's been there for 15 years. So apparently at 15 years, they armed their employees with knives. Okay, so there's mine. I don't want toss these over into the fire, just like that. Yeah, that's a nice looking red bell pepper right there. Yeah. I mean, that's actually a really nice looking bell pepper.
Considering it's coming from Woodman's, that's an excellent bell pepper.
Okay, so you slice the top off, then you just reach in and you start pulling all the guts out of there, pulling out all the little rib stems and stuff. And then everything gets chopped up, including the ring you cut off the top. And I am not making very big chunks.
That sounds fine. The recipe says a teaspoon of butter per packet.
A teaspoon?
Well, it says 4 teaspoons and you're supposed to make 4 packets, so.
Okay. So we need 2.
2 teaspoons, yeah. I think that's probably 2 teaspoons.
Yeah, that might be 2 teaspoons. 1.5, 2, somewhere in there. Cooking is not exact science. Baking is. About how much peas you got there, you think?
Well, it was about a cup when I started. So it's probably about a half a cup per packet if we're going for a count. 16?
16 to 20, somewhere in there, I think. She's actually counting them.
He asked.
I didn't ask you to count them. I was expecting a rough estimate.
So there's actually 19 here. A couple of them are really small.
Okay, so 16 to 20.
All right, our pierogies happen to be thawed because they've been sitting in the cooler for days. I think you could probably do this with straight from the freezer frozen ones.
Probably.
And there are 12 pierogies in the box, so I'm going to put
6 each
into each packet.
Okay, sounds good.
This is going to be a lot of food because we still have sausages to put in here.
Oh, the sausages. Yep. Now, did the directions say to cut up the sausages or leave them whole? Or?
The directions don't say, but the picture shows them sliced.
Oh, okay. So I'll slice them.
I personally like to slice them on the bias, but knowing him, he's just going to cut them straight across. I think they look nicer cut on the bias.
She's being very biased. This is what they mean by on the bias. It's cut at an angle, so it makes the pieces look bigger than they technically are.
Now cut one across for you can do yours across. I don't care what you do for yours.
Do you want just the one sausage, or do you want another one?
Put them both in there, because this meal that's what those are for, is for this meal. That way when I only eat half of it, I'll have half of it for later with the right amount of sausage in there.
Okay, so yeah, then if you were just to slice them standard size compared to a bias size, which is really weird because normally she likes smaller chunks, so it's kind of weird that she wants this instead of this.
I like the way that looks. I also like that I can get 2 bites out of it instead of 1. Alright, so all the layers are on the top, and then it's just a single layer on the bottom. You want me to fold up yours too?
Sure, thank you. Okay, so that's just basically the prep for the food, and when we're getting ready and getting hungry, we throw that in the fire or on the grill.
On the campfire or on the grill.
Yeah, you could start up your barbecue grill and throw these right on the grates and cook them. How does it say how long to cook them for?
Total of 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
And you flip the packet halfway through.
I was going to say, because basically all you're doing is cooking up the vegetables. That's all you're really doing. And then heating up the sausage and the pierogies, because those are all pre-cooked things. So, okay, so 20 minutes total, 10 on each side. Cool. Okay, guys, so I've got a bed of coals ready to go. And then what I'm going to do in these nice hot coals, so there we go. The packets are on the coals. They will stay that way for 10 minutes, and then I'll flip them over for another 10 minutes. And we just had this big, huge, dark cloud come over us, and it's just starting to sprinkle just a little bit. So I don't think it's going to be much of anything. I'm not worrying about it. All right, guys, it's been roughly 10 minutes, and trying to figure out the best way to flip it. Just like that. Now, the way the packets were closed. I think I had some of my butter melt out, but that's okay. So, another 10 minutes. Actually, it smells really good. All right, guys, so here's our foil packets fresh off the fire and just in time. You could probably hear on the roof the rain coming down. Okay, but let's dish these out.
Oh, you're gonna give me a whole one? I thought maybe we would start by splitting one.
Well, I can eat one.
I'm sure you can. I don't think I'm gonna be able to.
Well, then we can put the rest of yours in a bag, Tupperware, something.
It smells good.
Yeah.
It smells like pizza.
Oh yeah, that looks really good. Got the green peas in there, the red peppers, pierogies, everything's basically sauteed in a little butter. Oh yeah, that's gonna be good. I love doing dishes this way. And my parchment, just slide it out of there. Oh man.
There's more food there than he realizes.
There's more hunger here than she realizes.
We've also got...
Yeah, we make these big meals that she's complaining about, but what does she make? She makes a side to go with it.
Yeah, and there's bread and butter on the table. So, I know. I have a hard time cooking for 2 people. How is it?
Good. The vegetables are just sauteed through. Or I shouldn't even say sauteed, they're just sweated through. They're still crunchy.
Crisp tender is
yes,
the word.
Crisp tender.
Is what he's looking for.
But they're hot. Those are hot. A little bit of a spicy kick to those. I mean, nothing great, but just a little bit. Now the pierogi. I got a couple that have little brown spots on them, so they've been caramelized a little bit. But yeah, the pierogi is basically almost like a ravioli in a way.
Yeah, that's actually a very good analogy.
But they're filled with mashed potatoes. And you can get different flavored pierogies too. You can get cheese. You can get like garlic and onion and just plain. So it's just plain potato. But I tell you, put these in a skillet with a little butter, just brown them off a little bit. Oh man, they are good. This is a good camping meal.
I was going to say this is going to go on the permanent camping repertoire.
All right, we're going to sit here and eat. My microphone is right by my throat, and I'm sure you're hearing every crunch. So I'll let you guys go. All right, guys, so dinner's all done. That was a really good meal. Definitely one that we will reuse in the future. We've already been playing with ideas on other ways, other things we can add to the dish. Maybe taking out those sugar snap peas for asparagus or Brussels sprouts or regular French cut green beans or...
Just green beans.
Yeah, just regular green beans. I mean, there's lots of things we can do. We can add mushrooms to it. And you should see Jen's face right now. She's like, ooh.
Mushrooms.
Yeah.
I love mushrooms.
Taking out some red pepper, replacing it with green peppers. Using green onions, and we just a lot of different things, different types of sausages to use. We use that Italian chicken 3 cheese sausage. Just a regular bratwurst I think would work really well. A Polish sausage would work well. Yeah, just a lot of different stuff. But the rest of our night is just going to be lounging in the camper. It's still kind of raining, spitting and sprinkling. I don't know how many more little shower storms are going to come over us, but we're just going to sit in here. We're going to watch a little bit of, downloaded Netflix, and then yeah, we're just going to call it a night. Maybe play some games or do something. Just don't know what yet. All right, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, guys. Just finishing up a bowl of cereal for breakfast. Jen's off camera here. She doesn't want to be filmed this morning, but she's having a bagel. So our plan today is we're going to take showers this morning. We're going to do dishes because of the rain that happened last night. We just never did them. Normally we sit out there and outside and do them, but we could have brought them in here and washed them in here, but then we'd have dishes laying all over the place in here. So we just decided we'd wait for, today to do them. But anyway, the other thing that I'd like to get done today would be a walk around the campgrounds. Just walk on the road, just look at the entire campground and see what the whole place is like. So that'd be my only other plan for today. I think we got hamburgers for lunch today, and what's dinner? Some chicken thing?
Grilled chicken.
Grilled chicken, okay. Alright, so we need to finish our breakfast here, get the mess cleaned up, and head to showers. Okay, I've been busy this morning, got all my dishes done up. Jen came out here, check this out. There's raccoon prints going right down the table. So we had a little bit of a visitor last night. Yes, this is the same shirt I had on yesterday because, well, it's dirty and we're ready to go to the shower house, so I want to get cleaned up. Usually I'll wait for juices to start pushing up through the top. But because my flames are actually so large, I think that these are getting done a little faster. Oh yeah, those look good. All right, so maybe you can see here these juices coming out of the burger. You see how red those juices are? That's still raw on the inside. Once those juices start running clear, then the burger's done. All right, guys, there you go. Those look pretty good if you ask me. This looks like a really good lunch, guys. Burgers, make your own style. All right, we got buns.
We got buns.
I'm having 2 burgers. Possibly 3. I don't know why, but the flies around here just love my hair. I don't know why. I thought you were just going to maybe grab it with your fingers.
No. I'm prissy, remember? I don't do that kind of shit.
Now we have one more patty left. I don't know if she's going to be hungry for a second one or if I'm going to be hungry enough to eat a third one.
Or if we'll save it for leftover day.
Or it could be a leftover.
We forgot to do my fried egg.
You forgot to do your fried egg.
Actually, I decided not to do my fried egg.
Do you want white or yellow? Or white or red?
Red, please.
Red?
Yeah, I like the red ones.
Okay. Whoa. You want tomato?
Absolutely.
All right.
And lettuce.
I think I'm going to skip the lettuce. I'm just going to go onion and tomato, ketchup and mustard.
And whatever we don't use for burgers today, we can save for sandwiches tomorrow.
Got some Pringles. Got some cut up watermelon. That's a good looking watermelon.
Decently tasty too. I tried some of the juice earlier.
That is a really good one.
Is it? You want pasta salad at all, dear?
You take what you don't want and I'll eat it out of that container.
Okay.
It's a watermelon you can't stop eating because it's so juicy, it drips everywhere. You gotta slurp up the watermelon as you're eating it. Okay, of course, I know you guys are wanting to know how the burgers taste. I used an applewood barbecue style rub on the burgers. Tastes really good. I think this is our best lunch so far. All right, well, I'll see you guys in a bit. I want to finish my lunch. All right, so because of the condition of my back, which I don't know if I told you guys yet, yesterday afternoon, I hopped up into my bed. So anyway, I wrenched my back getting up into my bed, and now I feel okay when I'm moving around camp, but I mean, even the small walk of going to the bathroom, which is what, 2 sites down?
Yeah.
That is a hard thing to do right now. So I don't know if I'm going to get on my walks that I wanted to do, just walking around the campground and going on a walk on one of the trails here. Maybe I can do them tomorrow. Maybe by then my back will loosen up, but right now I just can't do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into Blanchardville, and there's just a few things that we need to pick up there. I could use a little more soda, coffee, and I think some Splenda is the stuff that we need. Yeah, I know I look kind of stupid, but there's like little flying gnats all around, and for some reason they just love my hair. So I'm constantly getting them flying around me. You know, Jen and I were out here doing stuff, and I looked over at her. She's got maybe 1 or 2 flying around her, but not like me. I mean, they are like literally all over me. They're on my arms, they're in my hair, they're in my face. So there's just something about me that they like. So this is kind of how I sit and relax, which is kind of nice. You know, I can actually use this as a little bit of sun protectant because of my bald spot. We went into Hollandale, little town, maybe about 10 minutes away, not very far. Small town though, right off of 39, and they have a little grocery store downtown in the business district, which is like, you know, a bar on this side and a couple of stores on this side. That's all the business district is. Hopefully my back will feel better tomorrow. I want to go on a hike. You know, just kind of sitting around the campsite is kind of boring. We're here all day tomorrow yet, and then we go home the day after that. I know you guys are laughing at me looking like this. I know you are. We still got right about 3 more hours before we need to start cooking dinner. So Jen's inside taking a nap in the trailer, and I'm just out here. It's only like 70 degrees. The breeze is blowing a little bit. It just feels nice out here. Not compared to the last few days where it's been 80 degrees. So today's just a nice day. I'm gonna just sit here and relax for a little bit, guys. So, hon, what's the corn for?
Supper.
What are you doing with it?
We're making Mexican street corn. I found a recipe on Pinterest.
Mexican street corn.
Yeah. It's gonna be sloppy. We have 1.3 cups of sour cream. I'm gonna add to that 1/2 cup of mayonnaise, and there's some cilantro in there. We'll mix all that together, cook up the corn, slather that on, add some lime juice, some Parmesan cheese, and some chili powder.
This is something we've never had before. So we're hoping it's going to taste good. It sounds like it should taste good.
The picture looked good.
All right, well, Jen's playing with her corn. Well, actually right now she's trying to clean out the cooler, the big cooler down there. We had a bit of a meat juice leak, so we're trying to clean it up. That's also one of the great things about having all that ice in the milk jugs, is that when things melt and defrost and there's juices going all over the place, you're not stuck with, you know, raw meat juice water inside of a cooler affecting everything. So she's just doing a little bit of a cleanup on there. I got my chicken on the grill down here. Got the thighs over over more of a high heat and got the legs on a lower heat. I've also got a few breasts on that plate there, and those are really small, so they're not going to take long to cook at all, maybe 10 minutes tops. But once I get those thighs flipped, then I'm also going to put the corn, the cob corn, it's underneath that little towel right there. I'm going to put that on the grill and get the corn going too. So I'm busy. There we go, guys. Everything is off the grill, including those two little breasts. The corn looks amazing. The chicken's nice and crispy. And that's crispy in a good way, not a bad way. You want some corn?
Yes, please.
And you can show these people how it's done.
Where's my recipe?
I'm going to take a leg and a thigh, and we're going to show you how to do this Mexican street corn, right? That's what it's
Yes.
called. Literally painting on the sour cream mayo chive mixture.
Cilantro.
Oh, cilantro, not chives. Sorry, my mistake. And literally, I mean, look at how heavy that coating is.
This probably isn't even thick enough.
Yeah, it really says, I think it says like slather it on.
Generously slather.
I'm actually surprised that she's using this little basting brush. I thought for sure she would just come out with spoons. All right, come here, guys. Is that slathered enough?
I think that qualifies as generously slathered.
All right, then what do we do?
Limes, lime juice.
Lime juice. All right. One full wedge of lime. That's going to be a lot. I mean, I'm going to put some on my chicken too while I'm at it. Oh yeah, that's going to be real good.
Parmesan. Hold on here.
Oh, it's all chunky in the can. There's more calories on this one cob of corn than in the entire batch of chicken I did.
Possibly.
All right, and then this is
Chili powder.
chili powder.
Kind of a garnish.
Garnish. Chili powder is a garnish, huh?
Sure, why not?
So
No,
that's
just-
my ear of corn right there, guys.
A nice wedge of watermelon for color on the plate.
I got a shit ton of stuff on my plate.
Well, that means you did it right.
All right, let's give it a shot. I can almost taste corn.
I know. All I taste is sour cream and mayonnaise.
I mean, it is good.
The corn's an aftertaste. Can you taste the chili at all?
I put enough on there, I can.
Okay.
You just put a little dusting on there. I think I can make out some of the lime in there too.
My corn spit on me. It's all over my glasses.
That doesn't account for the stuff that's all over her face.
Is that what you're laughing at?
You have white foam coming out of the corners of your mouth, dear. If your corn spits at you, it's a good corn.
It is. And this is very good corn.
Gotta try this fabulous chicken.
I bit the inside of my cheek too.
Oh. Chicken's nice and juicy, not overly cooked. I put a squeeze of lime on my chicken. That really was something. So of course now she's got to try it.
I do.
Because I said it, she's got to try it.
Well,
Okay, we got all this sauce.
I was gonna try that too.
Got to try it. We got all this stuff. I mean, we only got 2 more ears of corn. You know what, though? I forgot everything else.
Did you put lime on it already?
Not yet. So now we're doing the Mexican street corn.
Street chicken. Mexican street
Yeah,
chicken.
we're doing the Mexican street corn on my chicken. All right, now let's give it a shot. I like that a lot better than on the corn. This is really good. I want to do this for the chicken, not for the corn. God, this is good. I'm eating like I haven't eaten in a week.
I have to admit, it is good on the chicken too.
I think it's better on the chicken than on the corn. It's a messy meal though. Pardon me while I take a bath.
And yes, I know I have a big glob of sour cream on my
Jeez, he made me laugh so long I blew a bubble on my nose. Yes, you have a great big. You almost got it in your ear.
It's not that bad.
So any of my viewers from Mexico, is this really authentic Mexican street corn? Let me know. I don't know how you got it way up there.
To pretend you're a typewriter.
I'd actually do that when I was a kid. I would make the noises in my head as I was ding, ding.
Don't they do that in Bugs Bunny cartoons
I
too?
think so. This is going to be difficult to edit because of all the slurpy noises. Was that rain?
Yes. We need to.
It is not supposed to rain today.
Maybe it'll just be a quick little sprinkle and done.
Okay, so that was a messy, sloppy meal, but pretty damn good.
Brought out bread and butter, and we didn't even use it.
You guys know the trick on buttering corn with bread? You butter the bread and then you take the corn and you kind of smear it all around.
Just watch Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
No.
Yeah, it's in there.
War Games, wasn't it? Yeah.
You're right.
It's War Games.
War Games.
I know my movies.
It's Matthew Broderick, either way.
Still, different movie. He's been in other movies than those two. Okay, but we're going to get cleaned up here. And we might build up a fire and maybe do pudgy pies tonight.
If it doesn't rain.
If it doesn't rain. It shouldn't. That shouldn't have been it. That was just a freak little something. So, okay. We'll see you guys later. So what do we got going on today? We just finished our breakfast, made some French toast this morning with some bacon, yummy, yummy. Jen's just off camera, she's up here in the dining area. You can actually see your hand. We're just kind of planning out what we want to do today. My back is feeling a little better, but I was cooking on the stovetop in here and that's quite low, so I was hunched over. So I need to take some ibuprofen. Hopefully my back won't flare up again. But we're wanting to take a hike today on one of the trails. It won't be long, maybe a couple of miles tops, I think is what we're looking at. 2.5, I think. I can't remember. So that's really the only thing we've got planned for today is trying to get out on a hike. If we don't get out on the trails, we at least want to walk around the campgrounds. But again, we just don't know. Yeah, we got to slowly pick up the camper. And basically I told Jen, anything that we don't need during the course of the day, tonight when we're getting ready to go to sleep, and then tomorrow morning, everything else should get loaded up into the truck sometime today. So that's going to be our major plans. It's the hike and packing up things to go. That's where we're at. That's what we're doing. Let's get to it. I'm just full of energy this morning.
Me too.
That big breakfast. Ugh. French toast is just a carb sugar overload.
And you have twice as much food as I did.
Mm-hmm. I had 4 pieces of French toast, 3/4 of the bacon. We cooked off a whole pound of bacon. I ate 3/4 of it.
He's in a food coma. Or heading that way.
The thing is, right now I should be actually feeling energized because I had all that sugar and all those carbs.
Yeah, they haven't hit your bloodstream really yet.
Yeah, it should be, like an hour or 2 down the road, I'll just go because all that sugar is going to go through my system.
Fridge.
There you go, fridge.
Fridge.
There you go, fridge.
Put that up there.
It's up there.
It's up there.
Not necessarily where you want it, but it's up there. This camper sleeps, what is it, like 7? So we got a bed down there. We got a bed down there. We got the dining room that could be a bed. We got this couch that can fold out to be a bed. Well, being it's just the 2 of us, for me to be comfortable, I pretty much take up that whole bed back there. And then Jen actually sleeps on the couch. She finds it very comfortable.
It is.
But the bed over there, we basically use it as storage. We've got our laundry up there, clean and dirty. We've got boxes full of dry goods, boxes of cereal, breads, chips, all that stuff is all up there. So yeah, just plugging the bread up there. All right, I'm going to enjoy the last of my coffee here, and we'll get on our hike. Okay guys, so we're at the major intersection. If we go down that way, it's to the beach. If we turn and go down that way, it's to our campsite. If we go down this way, it's to the group sites. If we go that way, it's to the main campground. We are going to do the Windy Ridge section. It's 1.7 miles, but we may end up doing the Prairie Loop on top of it, which is another 0.6. So we might do, and this is a might, we might do 2.3 miles. Just kind of all depends how we're feeling, how we're doing. But we start out on the trail right next to the amphitheater, and we just keep on heading that way across. We got ourselves loaded down with bug spray. We do have sunscreen because it is a bright sunny day today. And Jen's got to read every sign she sees.
He's just lucky I'm a fast reader.
All right, let's enjoy the trail. Oh, just a map. Yellowstone Lake trail map. We are doing this right here, but we might do this little Savannah Loop. I think I called it a Prairie Loop.
Yeah, you did.
But it's the Savannah Loop. We might do that. But we've already come across this shortcut trail. We're not going to take that. We're going to keep on going down that direction. Okay, so my first assessment of the map, I thought the Windy Ridge was just a big loop. It's actually more of a lollipop. When we came out, we've come this way on the stick of the lollipop, and now we're at the intersection where we could keep going straight down that way. It's more of the southern route, or we can turn and go up this way, which is more of the northern route, and that's the way we are going. We are going to go to the north. Jen will not wait up for me. She's just going to keep on trudging, and that's fine and dandy. It has definitely opened up. Lots of blue sky here. But we got our sunscreen, so we're good. Makes me kind of curious, it's open like this. Here, I wonder what that Savannah Loop would be like. There are some maintenance buildings just beyond these trees here, and there was a trail that would lead up to them so they can bring the lawnmowers down through here and stuff like that. So, but we don't need to go up to those buildings up there. So how do you liking the trail?
It's fine, nice and wide, fairly level. There's times where the trail does this.
Oh yeah, that's normal. That's nature.
A few hills, not too steep.
Not too strenuous.
Not too strenuous. I'm trying to go slow and pace myself.
We have been seeing a lot of butterflies and moths, bees, bumblebees, and stuff like that. There's a lot of daisies and clovers and stuff that are bloomed right now, so they're just all over those flowers. Oh, nice little shady spot. Oh, sweet. They gave us a bench to sit on. Looks like a nice comfy bench with a pretty nice view. Whew, that was quite the little hill that we just went up.
Not done.
Yeah, well, we're just about there. It's literally, that's the top right there. But I took a nice picture when I was down in the valley area, and then we went up probably a good 100 feet or more. Hopefully it's going to be on top of this ridge now, and then we can slowly make our way down. We still haven't gotten to the Savannah Loop yet either. Wow, check out the side of that tree. Look how big that thing is. Cool. Even with all of my bug spray on, if I stop, it's not mosquitoes, but it's just flies and gnats and stuff like that. They just swarm my head. I don't know what it is about my head that they just seem to like. Jen even looked at me and says, wow, they really do like you. We ended up stopping for a rest stop as we were coming up the hill for Jen to kind of catch her breath. And I'm having to sit here and do this the whole time that we were resting, just to keep the flies off of my head. Okay, we went through the forested area back there. Most of it was the uphill climb. And now we've come out to this cleared area up here, almost a bald in a way. A little more uphill climbing. And Jen and I are thinking that the Savannah Loop should be right up here. And I think I see a sign for it. All right, guys. There's the sign for the Savannah Loop going down that way. It returns here. The Windy Ridge Trail goes down that way. What are we gonna do, hon?
I'm all for going back.
Okay, yeah. Her heart rate's up, her breathing's getting harsh. So yeah, we're gonna just stay on Windy Ridge and go back. So the couple that's walking down there, they got a dog with them. And every so often I would see the dog just jump up in the air. It's like, you know, so I sat there and I watched him for a little while. He's trying to catch butterflies that are flying around him. So we thought that was kind of funny. Look at that view though, guys. Isn't that pretty? Take out that cell phone tower and it's a really nice view.
You can do that with Photoshop.
Can I do that with Photoshop? I might be able to. I'll give it a shot.
Can you feel the bead of sweat dripping down between your boobs?
Maybe.
Okay. It's gross when it happens to me. It's weird when it happens to you.
All right, so we continued on to our Windy Ridge. We're not going to do the Savannah section at all, like I said. So it was actually a lot farther to get here than we thought it was going to be. Yeah, at least it seemed that way.
A little bit, because we don't know the trail.
We don't know the trail. It is warm. It's in the 70s. It is humid. And with all the green vegetation, it makes it feel even more humid. So that affects her lungs more. I think I'm kind of glad that we didn't do the Savannah, because that Savannah Loop looked like it was pretty barren. It was going to be pretty sunny and warm. I got a synthetic shirt on, and Jen's dressed kind of lightly too. Her shirt's not that heavy, but it's a cotton shirt, so it's going to hold on to sweat. And we're both in jeans. We don't have sweats on or anything, so it just feels warm. But looks like we got a nice shaded area to walk through now. Okay, come across an intersection. The trail goes off that way. That's the way we're going to go. But then the trail goes off this way. I think this is Oak Ridge. Yeah.
Oak Grove.
Oak Grove, sorry. There is a little sign right up and around there somewhere. And it says Oak Grove. We're staying on Windy Ridge. Now, all trails in this park are hiking trails. However, there are other trails that are multi-purpose. Some trails you can ride a bicycle on. That's actually what Windy Ridge is. It's also a biking trail. There are other trails where you can cross-country ski and stuff like that. So when you look at the map, it has different colors and stuff like that, and it tells you in the index on what trail is for what situation you want to be in. You know, if you're hiking, again, you can be on any trail in the park. Biking, there's like 3, I think, that you can choose from, 3 or 4. Skiing, I think there's only like 1 or 2. And I don't think there's any horseback riding on the park grounds. Another big canopied tree up here. The leaves on that tree are bigger than my hand.
We're getting there. We're probably 3/4 of the way around the loop, 2/3 of the way through the whole trail.
Yeah, we started here, went around here, over here, there's the Savannah Loop there. Now we are here, and we're going to kind of keep to our right on the trail, because that Oak Grove goes straight and Windy Ridge curves and goes up to your right, and that's where we're going to head. Cool. After that last intersection, it's been an uphill climb. So with Jen's lungs, I'm having her set the pace. She's out front. Otherwise, I feel like I'm pulling her along, and I don't want to do that. That was a pretty lengthy hill that we went up after that intersection. It looks like we're just now crusting over the top and starting a little bit of a descent again. Oh, apparently we gotta stop. Pulse check. $165, that's too high for her. We need to stop for a while. Man, guys, I tell you, Jen has some weird takes on Sasquatches. I tell you, she has been hyping over every little thing.
It's not me, it's him. He's just trying to deflect the blame.
I know the camera doesn't do it justice, but we are going up a small grade. Not super steep, but it's long. All right, I think we are done with the lolly part of the lollipop. So before we went up that way, and going down that way is the stick. So we are done with the loop, time to head back to camp. All right, we got back. Sorry we're sitting in the shade. It's a little cooler right here. Jen has made the case that we need to go swimming after our hike. I am starting to concur with that. But I tell you, this girl and her Bigfoot thing, jeez.
I said one thing and got him going, and he's been on it for the last hour.
She believes that the total lack of Bigfoot evidence in the park proves that Bigfoots are here.
And yes, and the American, this is what he said, the American Indians let us invade so that we would deal with the Squatches so they didn't have to.
Yeah, because, you know, all of America is Squatch territory, okay? There are Squatches all over the Americas, which means we're invaded on their turf. And the Native Americans, when we landed, let the white Anglo-Saxon European people take over because they didn't want to have to deal with the Sasquatches anymore. So that's why, you know, we now have America as it is now.
I told him to be careful saying stuff like that because somebody is stupid enough out there and they just might believe him.
What's there to believe? It's the truth. The war things were just, you know, to let us believe that, you know, we were conquering them. You know, they let us have it.
They put up just enough of a fight so that it wasn't easy.
Yeah, when the white European settlers came here with their laser guns and their high-tech missile range systems, you know, we could have wiped them out easily. But no, they, you know, I mean, they just had, you know, rocks and spears and stuff. So, you know, we could have definitely taken them faster than what we did.
I'm ignoring him.
I failed history. Did I tell you that? I don't like history. Back in school, I didn't. I actually find things fascinating now because it's now my willingness to learn that information.
Right.
When you're forced to learn it, that's completely different. Am I right, guys? Yeah. See,
Yeah.
They agree with me.
I know they do.
All right, so let's go back to camp, get on our swim gear, and head down to the beach. What time is it?
12:30.
Let's have lunch first, then we'll go to the beach. You guys do that when you make your sandwiches, right? Put your chips on the sandwich? That's a normal thing, right? Right?
I do it while I'm eating the sandwich. I don't layer it on as I make the sandwich because if you let it sit too long, the chips go soggy.
Wow. When you're making it and eating it, they're not going to go soggy. See, we went to high school together, as most of you know. She would bring tuna fish sandwiches to school.
Lettuce on
Yeah,
it.
with lettuce on it. And I can remember her pulling off that lettuce because it had gotten so soggy she wouldn't eat the lettuce. But her mom always made her sandwich with lettuce on it. And she would always take the lettuce off. She never told her mom to stop putting lettuce on her sandwiches.
It's true. I never did.
Yeah, you never told her.
No.
Okay, guys, so we're heading back down to the beach after that nice hot walk through the woods. It's time to cool off.
I've been parking.
Yeah, I'm going to just park here.
Okay. Sounds good.
And then we can walk across the picnic area to the beach. Alright, as per usual, guys, I am not taking you to the beach for reasons of theft. So I'm just going to leave the camera here. We're going to go swimming. See you guys later.
Bye.
Alright, we are done swimming. It's coming up on, or just about 3 o'clock, or just past 3 o'clock, something like that. And we are heading back to camp, and we're gonna start packing up a few things and get stuff ready for dinner. It's just gonna be leftovers tonight. So yeah, that's all we got planned. That was a nice relaxing swim though.
It was.
I think it was actually colder getting out. There's a bit of a breeze today. It's only in the 70s. So yeah, it was a little cooler coming out of the water today. Alright, I'll let you go. See you back at camp. Alright guys, here's our dinner. These are all leftovers. This is Jen's leftover lobster ravioli that we got on our way up here. We got it in Minhas in Monroe. Leftover hamburger, leftover foil packet, leftover chicken, leftover hot dogs, some limes, snap peas, breakfast sausage, a couple of strips of bacon, and a couple of pancakes. The biggest thing is how do we cook all of it without it becoming dry and stuff. There's really no good way to do it. You know, everything has already been cooked fully through. The chicken, the hamburger, the bacon, the sausage, and all that stuff is going to be dry when you cook it through a second time. So more than likely, all I'm going to do is just throw it on a flat skillet over the fire. I don't want a super high heat, but I want it to heat up fast enough, you know. Things like the pancakes, we do have a toaster. We can throw the pancakes in the toaster. Jen's little ravioli dish here. We got a saucepan that we can put that on. We can put that on the burner stove back here. And the packet meal that we had, we can throw that on the fire and just heat it up in the packet again. So let's get to it. I'm hungry. Check this out. Jen has been busy in here. She's got everything all cleaned up. She is an amazing woman, I tell you. You know, I mean, basically we just got to throw a few things, throw it in the truck, drop it, hook up, we're done. God, she's good. We're outside having s'mores. Let's go. Jen's tired and exhausted from all the packing that she's done. So she dropped her first marshmallows into the fire. And Jen's doing 2 s'mores at a time. I'm not that crafty. All right, well, we know how you did in Itasca on eating a s'more, so how well are you going to do tonight?
Much better because these aren't ginormous marshmallows.
And who bought the ginormous marshmallows?
The Sandman.
Come on, we all want to see you take a bite and wear half a marshmallow. Because we know that's what you do. See? You did not disappoint. All right, guys, so this is Mark and Jen saying thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing the adventure with us. And we'll see you on the road.
Bye.